Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Trey with the First Date Fix. I recently moved. If you can't already see, here is Exhibit A of why it's taken me so long to post another video. Previously, I was a homeowner, so we are currently in a pandemic and a recession, so I was like, why do I really want to be paying a mortgage? Let's cash out before things possibly get worse, which I hope they don't. Perhaps it's because I haven't checked my inbox recently, but there are an abundance of people who have all of a sudden started to date again. Today we're going to be talking about dating myths because I am so sick of hearing the same garbage, trash, nonsense, whatever you want to call it. I am so sick of hearing that from a lot of people in regards to dating myths, i.e. things that people constantly say but just aren't true. It doesn't have any merit, it's codswallop, it's not even in the vicinity of being a reality. But let's crack on. What are some dating myths that I keep hearing and some things that just aren't even remotely true? Dating myth number 1. All men are trash. All women are trash. If a relationship doesn't work, if a dating scenario isn't the best, if you have a negative experience dating scenario with someone that perhaps you were interested in that completely turned your head and went the complete opposite way, that doesn't mean men and women are trash. Here's what it could mean. Perhaps the people that you pick are trash. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming you, but what I am saying is that if you keep running into the same problems, I very much doubt that every single person is like that. However, the people that you choose might be like that. So what you need to start figuring out is, what kind of people am I attracting, or what kind of people do I typically go for? Do I have a type? If I do have a type, is that really what I want? Because they keep screwing me over. So change it up a bit. So learn from your mistakes. Also, what the hell are you doing? He's eating his new toy, look. So you want to look in the camera now, huh? Oh crap, he's covered over. Go away. But yes, try dating someone different that perhaps you haven't dated before. And remember, it's not a question of all men and all women are trash. You're not perfect. And if you are, come and join me in this video because I'd love to have you sit right next to me and explain how you became perfect. We'd all like to learn, quite frankly. But the reality is that you and every single other person on God's green, blessed earth is not perfect. So until you are perfect, you can't turn around and say all men are trash, all women are trash. You can't do that unless you look at yourself and think you have 0 things to change. And to be honest, if that is the case, you really do need to do some therapy. Number 2, I haven't found the right person yet. Now, some people generally haven't found the right person yet. And you know what? My heart bleeds. However, sometimes when someone says they haven't met the right person yet, this could be a myth, and I'll tell you why. Perhaps you could have found the right person, but your ego stopped you from doing so. Your pride stopped you from doing so. For example, you could have been talking to someone and they could have responded to you and said, ha ha ha, that's really funny. And your ego could have turned around and said, well, they didn't respond with a question, so I'm not responding back. And had you had gone on a second or a third or even a first date with this person, you could have hit it off like a house on fire, okay? You guys could have been so incredibly compatible, but now you're never gonna know. So when you turn around and say, I haven't found the right person yet, the right person was probably right in front of you multiple times, but I don't know why, for some self-imposed rule that you may or may not have created, that perfect person or the right person has left because you weren't really willing to make an effort. Now, again, I'm not blaming you. I'm just trying to get you to perhaps buck up your ideas and start doing things just a little bit differently. Or sometimes when people say they haven't found the right person, what that really means is that they had multiple right people in front of them, but they felt like they deserved better. They felt like they could do better because there are so many options out there. Don't be misled by the trick of online dating. They may have 1,000, 2,500, 100 matches plus in your inbox, but that does not mean that even one of them is even remotely compatible with you. So when someone turns around and says they haven't found the right person yet, sometimes they've had multiple right people right in front of them, but they weren't necessarily willing to make an effort. They weren't necessarily willing to push past all of the... Hey, cut that out. Oh, excuse me. Okay, you won't be hearing any bloody squeaking anymore. Another myth people tell themselves sometimes is when a relationship ends, there's nothing I could have done better. It was all them. They were such a terrible person. You know, I'm always very wary when I have a discussion with someone and I say, oh, you know, I'm sorry it didn't work out. And they're like, yeah, they were this and they were that and they were blah, 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 blah. And they don't mention one thing that they could have done better. I always find that very telling. They've almost talked themselves into the truth. When it comes to breaking up with people, when it comes to no longer wanting to date someone, when it comes to a huge, serious partnership that is ending, there are always going to be opportunities for you to improve. There are always going to be opportunities for us to improve just in general as human beings, because like I said, we are not perfect. Trust me, it would be nice to be perfect, but unfortunately our imperfections make us who we are. So whenever you think about dating myths and as to why you're single, there are always things that you can do better. And remember, you are not a victim, okay? That was so creepy. Were you behind me the whole time? I love my dog. Okay, what was I talking about? Yeah, so, you know, you are not a victim. Being a victim only enables that kind of behavior where a relationship doesn't work out. And what do you say? I don't think there was anything I could have done wrong. That person was such a terrible, terrible human being. Online dating is trash. You could never meet a quality person online. What's interesting about that is I can't help but feel there are two sides. Either one side is so jaded because they've had terrible experiences when it comes to online dating relationships and all that good and all that bad stuff, or the other side has never even done online dating because they met their spouse, their partner, their whatever before online dating really blew up. Now, unfortunately, online dating has only really taken off around 2012, which means we don't have that much data to really justify whether online dating is really bad or online dating is really good. However, me being the pseudo closet nerd I am, I have done some research for you. I'll tell you what it is. In a study commissioned by a dating site, eHarmony, they surveyed nationally a representative sample of 19,131 American adults who were married between 2005 and 2012. Over 1/3 of those marriages began with an online meeting. 1/3 of those marriages began with an online meeting. So is online dating still trash? I'll wait. Couples that met online were significantly less likely to get divorced or separated than those who met offline, with 5.96% of online couples and 7.67% of offline couples ending their relationships. That's kind of nuts. I mean, even myself, I found myself thinking it would be nice to meet someone organically, whatever the hell that means. But here's where it gets really interesting. They said that online couples that met online do report less support for their relationships from family and friends than those who met via their organic social network, a factor that can lead to relationship problems. So a lot of people are skeptical of that significant other you might have met via online dating, which I always find weird to me because people are people. If he's an axe murderer and you meet him at a library, still going to be an axe murderer. If he's an axe murderer and you meet him online, still going to be an axe murderer. People are people, irrespective of how you meet them. Okay, number 5, you can't meet quality people in a bar. Everyone's just going there to have sex and hook up. Again, trash, okay? I don't know why people love to buy into this belief. You can't meet a good quality person in a bar, which is nuts because most people that go to bars are usually in the weekdays taxpayers. They have good quality jobs. They call their mom or dad every now and then. They have a ton of friends and they're good people. But for some strange reason, some of you are dismissive if someone makes an attempt to approach you at a bar. you're missing out on those opportunities. Not everyone who's going to a bar is, looking to get down. That's just the reality. Some people are great, quality, informed, intelligent, cultured, world travelers, and all the good things that I know a lot of you want when they meet you at a bar. Now, unless you are blackout drunk, I have to assume that even tipsy you can make a moderately informed decision. So don't balk at the idea of getting someone's number or approaching someone or meeting someone that could possibly be your here, your now, your everything. Number 6, one of my personal favorites, men don't like women who ask them out. Are we still here, 2020, and some of you still believe that? Because here's how I see it. If a man in 2020 is emasculated because you asked him out, is that really the man you want to go for anyway? Kind of sounds like a bit of an insecure sucker. Yeah, I went there. Did some nerdy research on this too. Check this out. Despite the fact that we're in 2020, we were always going to be clinging on to those old traditions of the man being brave enough to ask first. Another Match.com survey found that 90% of men, not just Match users, say they'd be very comfortable with a woman asking them out. Imagine that. Not one of them feels like any less of a man because a woman has taken the courage and confidence to ask a man out. You see, it works. It does work. You can't make yourself more attractive. This is a myth I honestly haven't heard that much, but you really can make yourself more attractive. You could read more, you could go out more, you could perhaps do things you haven't done before, you could stretch the comfort zone. Remember, the comfort zone is never static, it's either shrinking or it's expanding. And if you truly want to get that dream girl or that dream woman or dream man, you have to put yourself in a situation where you are generally trying to be a better person. Because the more you try to become a better person, the more someone's gonna turn around and go, I can see that they are trying to become a better person. They're emanating positivity, and I'd like to get to know them. Only time will tell. There's a difference between looking hot and being hot. You can go to the gym more. You can start eating better. You can start reaching out to friends and family more. You can start working on your communication. You can start smiling at strangers. Maybe not all the time because some strangers might get the wrong idea, but try and be a better person. And I promise you, you will become more attractive. Ultimately, when it comes to dating, there are a plethora of myths out there and terrible, terrible dating gurus giving you just atrocious advice, quite frankly. The fact of the matter is they're myths because they're just not a reality. And it's up to you to tell yourself that you are different. And no matter what happens, you are going to be different, because in order to get that person that you truly want, that you truly desire, and most importantly, that you truly deserve, you need to put yourself in a situation where you are dispelling those dating myths. You are going out there and you are doing things completely differently. That is the only way you are going to get what you want. In order to get what you've always wanted, you have to do what you have never done. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, and I hate saying this, but hey, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know some of your opinions. If there are different myths that I have not gone through, please put them down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you because I have not posted in such a long time. Also, I am going to be on Netflix on October 16th, so watch this space if you don't already know.